everyone. Welcome to the Stock Market Morning Prep video for Thursday, May 7th. A little bit of follow through to the downside. That's kind of what we were looking for, right? We were looking at the analysis and say, you know what? We've been up here on low volume, so we are looking for a little bit of a pullback. However, we need to see what's going on with bonds, right? We've been talking about bonds for the last couple of weeks, saying that bonds may be topping and money's coming out of bonds, which will probably end up in equities. Again, we need to see the rotation coming in. If that money's not coming into equities, then I think the markets will be in trouble, and we will get that pullback and maybe that correction that we've all been looking for, 8, 10, 12%. So let's go look at the charts. Here's the inverse short bonds, right? You buy the TBT in order to get short bonds, and what a beautiful move this was, right? We had a gap up and right into that 200-day moving average. So what do we look like? Do we look for a pullback? Yeah, I mean, nothing goes straight up, guys. And again, bonds are not going to go straight down. There is some pretty good support in the bonds. If you looked at the bond chart, you can look at the USB. It's a 30-year bond. If you look at the 30-year future, you can look at the ZB if you have the futures account available. But that's really what we're looking at here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a pullback in bonds. Banks are doing well. I mean, you can see banks. Some of the bank stocks are doing well. The ETF hasn't really broken out yet, but you can see it's starting to break out here, holding that upper end of the range, and it did very well yesterday when the market was soft and really in a bad tape. So I'm going to continue to like the banks here until otherwise noted, unless this XLF starts to break below that 200-day moving average. I do like the JP Morgans, the Citibanks, Wells Fargo, USB. Pick Goldman Sachs, some of the financials. You can pick your choice here, and I would suggest take a look at some of these banks. When yields start to rise, they are going to do well. But remember also, when the markets sell off, everything is going to go with it. Remember, good stocks, bad stocks, they're all going to go with it, even strong ones. But they'll hold up. They should hold up a little bit better. Let's take a look at some of these indexes now. As you can see, we are rolling over. We had this nice ascending triangle, and we just caught it. We were down below it, but we ended up catching just the bottom of that uptrend line. So we'll see what happens today. But I wouldn't be surprised even if we got a little bit of a bounce today, get back above that 50, maybe just underneath that 20. But remember, guys, we're up pretty extensively. The last 5 years, if you look at a weekly or monthly chart, it's just been continuously nonstop to the upside. I do think that's going to change. I do think that we are setting up for a nice correction, which I think will be great. But I think the correction is going to happen. It's not going to be so easy for everyone. Remember, the market's made to fool the masses here. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. But let's just keep an eye on things here. I do think there is some weakness. I'd like to see a little bit of a bounce today. And then if we fail on that next day, so we get a bounce today, let's say to here, and the next day the markets fail again, that's a pretty good sign to say we might have a local top in place so we can start putting on some swing shorts. Okay, but we'll just, again, let price tell us what to do. Right now, it's a bunch of chop here. You can see for the last 2 days, okay? Take a look at the IWMs. And this was another one I showed you. I said, small caps just do not look good here, guys. Now we had one of the leaders leading, right? This whole month of April and May. And now we have May coming into place, and now we're starting to get a little bit of some downside pressure here. So I like the fact that the small caps were actually holding in nicely while the transports were not. Now we have two of our leaders starting to roll over here. That is not a good sign. Remember, I've been saying the canary in the coal mine. This is not good. Now we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 days down below that 200-day moving average. If it continues, fund managers are going to need to reduce their long exposure, and that's how that happens. That's how that works with the 200-day moving average. So, again, let's keep it day by day, and things will move fast in the intraday as well. So let's just keep that in mind. All right, we have two more. We have the diamonds. You see, basically same thing here, but we did break below that uptrend line here for the symmetrical triangle. Diamonds are looking really, really weak here, guys. And, of course, technology. You can see that technology. And then now technology has been holding up really well. You could see this coming off of this break, and then now we're at the upper end of the range. But you can see what a sloppy trader this is, right? I mean, it's pretty sloppy. The markets are trading pretty sloppy in a whole. But let's look at this Qs. We'll see if we can get back into this uptrend channel. But I think it's going to be difficult. I think the markets are going to have a difficult time. There will be pops, and there will be drops. So if we can get a good pop into the market, move higher, again, we're looking to start selling some of this, start selling the market short again. All right. Hope it helps. Remember, guys, we got some volatility coming to play, so it should be interesting. It should be really fun. Getting in some real good trades here, okay? But keep an eye on those bonds. I think bonds might give us another good trade. I would love to short bonds into any big rally. I would love to short bonds, but I'd like to see a pullback in the TBT in order for me to buy TBT again, or I'd like to see the ZB pull back a little bit. You can probably scalp that long. If not, wait for a bigger move higher into some resistance. You can short bonds again. Hope it helps, guys. Have a great day. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Take care.